all settled in. Of course, I forget some chargers, so I had to go to the mall. I got my name tag. I've already seen a few people that I recognize. It was nice catching up. But the cool part about social media is that I follow everybody, and so I see them constantly every day, right? They make their posts, I see them. And so when you see them here, it's just like you get to catch up. Tonight they have a cocktail hour meet and greet, and I don't drink. I'm tired, my feet hurt. I was up today at 3:15 to catch that flight, and I'm pretty tired. And so I think what I'm gonna do tonight is, I'm so old. I'm gonna go to Target and get some stuff for the fridge. So if you look at the calendar, tomorrow there's a workout in the morning. I haven't decided yet whether or not I came out here to rest and to just be alone, right? Recover, because I'm tired, you guys. I've been tired ever since that lady came on Sunday. So it's been weeks now. I haven't really got caught up. But then at the same time, Mayhem is putting on the class, and I want to be there. I want to be there, right? Why wouldn't I want to be there? I want to be around that. So we will see. So as you guys can see, I ended up going to Target. Did not go to the meet and greet. I will be there tomorrow and Saturday. I just feeling tired, rather stay here. I got a lot of work to do anyways. I had a lot of leads I had to contact. I did get a hold of a bunch of people. And then I met somebody earlier. He showed up early too, introduced myself. We talked for an hour while we were waiting for our room. So I've been doing good. Tomorrow's a big day. I'll see you guys in the morning. Good morning. Did not make it to work out. My back is killing me. My feet are killing me from walking so much yesterday. So I got some breakfast just downstairs in the lobby. Gonna eat. I did see so we have mentors, and if clients have the same mentor as us, we become friends. So I seen one of Russ's guys down there, Charlie. He's from the UK. So it was nice to see everybody. But we're gonna get going this morning at 8:30 a.m. and I will bring you guys along for the ride.
No, I know who you are. You're Brady, because I know who you are because you have your name tag on. I'm like, what was your name again? I don't even know. And he's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu brown belt, as am I, and the father of two. So give it up for Jason Felipe.
That were around this mindset.
And like I said, this is the beginning of a relationship, right?
How to get people better. It's not a lot of time. Let's light this candle. First thing we're gonna start with is cute baby. Yes, that is my cute baby.
First one. First time somebody comes into your gym, they come in for an intro, free intro, a no-sweat intro, a free consult, whatever it is you call it. List with yourself with this, because you can't move up unless.
Why they're leaving and do something about it. All right? How many of you have formal exit interviews and a formal cancellation process?
30 years and then tapping out because you're exhausted. And in the well stage, where you're going to be focused on is what the Tinkers are focusing on right now.
Back inside my room, day one is complete here at the TwoBrain Summit, and I want to take you guys through my thoughts. There was a lot of people in that room, and everybody has their perspective. This is mine. Our first speaker, you guys know I'm biased. It was Jason Kalipa. He went into his AMRAP mentality. If you don't know, he has a book. He had his book. He was signing. He's really cool. He was signing books for everybody, talking to everybody. But he actually divulged something quite personal to us that he's not going to talk about publicly. And it really made an impact on me. And I'm sure if I felt that way, other people did too. And so I thought that was really, really, really honorable of him. To divulge something so personal and close to him, but he was trying to make his point about this AMRAP mentality, how he just doesn't tell you to do it, right? He's actively living it. Up next, we had two speakers, and it was about sales. The first guy, his name was Kieran, and he's from Australia. His speech was about us getting us leads, right? Like, that's the thing. They try their best to tell us what to do. It's on us to implement what they say. He also created a bunch of lead magnets for us and was just telling us how to implement it. The thing is, like, we need a steady income of leads in order to sustain our business because there's churn, and that was his job to give, and he gave us, some tactics to use. The next speaker was the first time I heard him speak. His name's Nick, and he was my favorite speaker by far today. He did a really good job of explaining the sales process and how he feels about it, and how you don't have to feel like a slimy salesperson to help people. He went through a presentation. My favorite part was at the end because everybody had questions, and I learn a lot from people's questions. And he was put in situations where he's like, hey, what happens? What do you say if this happens? And it was just very helpful. He made a lot of people laugh. So Nick did a very good job during his presentation. Speaker number 3, Jonathan Goodman. And I didn't know who this guy was. First time seeing him, and I searched him on Instagram and I seen how popular he was. He is an online coach, a mentor, but a very, very smart man. Very smart. His speech was very hard for me to really comprehend. There's a few times that I had to go back and re-say what he said. I was like, wait, let me think about that. He gave me a lot to think about. Very smart individual. And the story that stuck out for me was his story about the tutor. He had a friend that was a tutor. He bought a $2,500 Met Gala ticket, but it put him in front of his target audience, right? The affluent parents that need help for their loved ones. And so it was, it just stuck with me. Our next speaker name is Jolene Bingham, and she's a mentor. I've definitely seen her around. Personally, I've never talked to her, but I did write down a lot of notes from her speech. Her speech was very clear and I understood it. And she talked about all of the world-class experience, right? It's not just about like providing the service, but you've got to go above and beyond. The retention that just keeping somebody 6 months is worth so much money in the long run. And so it's the little things that you do to make your service above and beyond that get people to stay longer. Our last speakers of the day were if you watched the video from last year, John Franklin was he's my favorite speaker from last year, and same energy, same positive vibe. He gave the first speech, and it was about trying to double your profits in 90 days. And the simple 6, right? More clients, sell more, better retention, better staff, lower costs, more leads. Trying to get us to understand if we want to have this money, it comes from 3 different things, right? Facebook ads. There's a post that we send out to old leads, and it's also messaging cold leads. And you guys see all of that work I do every week, right? I'm going through my list, and apparently not a lot of people do that. But for me, I've been doing it. I've been seeing success. Obviously, he was talking about here, just continuing that for people, because it adds up in the long run. He made a point that like even 0.5 of an extra member a year is like so valuable to the extra revenue. And the final speaker, which came right after him, was Coop, and his speech was about trying to make us millionaires, right? Like trying to get us to understand that if we're not making $10,000 a month, which is my goal, right? I'm not making that. So all I'm worried about is getting to that point. I got to get to that point, and then I can start worrying about building wealth, buying buildings, right? Investing in Airbnbs, doing something else with the money, so then you can eventually live off of it. And he was breaking it all down for us so we can see. And but it's always good to hear Coop talk, because I think all of us, every single one of us, found him somehow. And yes, we're working with other mentors, but it's just I don't know, I get that feeling from him. I'm sure others do as well. I wasn't gonna do anything. I'm really tired. My feet, the bottom of my feet are freaking killing me. It feels like I walked 1,000,000 miles. It was all from yesterday, from walking so far. I'm tired. Yesterday I fell asleep at like 5:30 p.m. and I slept 12 hours. That was how tired I am. But I got invited to a dinner with one of the guys. I wasn't gonna do anything. He texted me. I'm gonna go meet up with him and his wife. It's a local gym. It's pretty close to me, and because we're in TwoBrain, right? Like we're a little close. We divulge a little bit more information than I think we would with other gym owners. So it's a cool little bond that we have. I'm gonna go hang out with him and his wife, eat some dinner, and then come back, go to bed. part of every trip. Wait for my family to come pick me up.
All my friends by my side told me that I should find some love. I've been walking around.
I'm starting the video, okay, buddy? Alright. I made it back home. My back was killing me so bad. The whole flight. Oh my goodness. I made it through the second day of the summit. I did have to leave early to catch my flight, but this is what we got for day 2. We kicked things off with Carrie Wilkerson, which is Coop's coach. So Coop has a business coach, you know, whatever, life coach. And her speech was by far my favorite of the day. Her speech was all about grit and how people that have grit are the ones that are successful. And she used a lot of different examples to try to get us to understand what it is we're gonna have to do to be successful. The good example that I'm really taking home from the speech was there was a lady named Allison Levine who tried to climb Mount Everest. She took a team, she's a little tiny woman, right? She took a team, she made it all the way to almost the top, very close. A weather storm came in, they might or might not have had enough food to go up and come back. She was gonna put her team in danger, so she decided, no, we're coming back down. She experienced tons of grief. All the late night TV shows were making fun of her, how it's like she couldn't make it, almost made it, but didn't make it. But she had grit, because a year or two later, she took another team and went back up and made it. But that's the grit, that's the perseverance that you need as a business owner in order to climb Mount Everest. The last example I think everybody realizes is what happened with Blockbuster and how they didn't have grit. They didn't feel like changing with the times, they didn't feel like putting in the work, and they went out of business. Speaker number 2, Brian Bott. He's the guy that was in all of TwoBrain's coaching modules with TwoBrain. So he's a great coach. He's been around it a long time. He knows all of the different types of people that come into our gyms. And you know what's funny, because I recognize those people as a gym owner. I've been in business 9 years. I see them, and I've noticed that there is different types of people that you have to coach differently with experience. But he has labeled these people, you know, fact-based extrovert, you know, introverts, people that like to talk, people that you know, don't count their reps, don't even care. The other people that like need to know the why behind. And so he did a very good job of getting us to understand there's different people in the gym that deserve and need different types of attention. Final speaker that I made it to as I move these Legos out of the way, Ben Bergeron. If you're around CrossFit, you understand who he is, and he's an East Coast guy, but very famous for working with high-level athletes. And something you didn't really notice, because he experienced a lot of success early on with his business. But even with that success, he didn't have culture, and he wasn't happy as an entrepreneur because he had all of his friends in place. And it's funny because like it's the same thing that like I went through when I first started with TwoBrain, and my prices were too low, and I had a lot of my friends inside the gym. And it's very hard to tell them like, I have to change things, right? And people who you think are your friends that should be supportive really turn out to not be, and they hold a grudge. And so he went through that with his gym, and he was at 300 members and just wasn't happy. Decided to get rid of all of the athletes that he was coaching and really focus in on what it is that makes him happy, that gets him to want to come to work every day. And it's about culture and creating the gym for normal people, right? And so that he talked about his turnaround and how it was very relatable because I went through the same thing on a different level, and he went through it and made it out of the top, and now has a great business, is business focused, not focusing on coaching athletes anymore. Culture and vision, job of the co-owner, passionate founders, integrity, helps run business and vision. So it's just about, us being the people that drive the vision forward, You didn't open number 2? Oh, we're gonna do number 2. We're doing, what, can we show them which one we're doing?
Number 2, this one is the red one.
It looks like a taco truck.
Oopsie.
It's a superhero, no, it's a bank truck.
Big truck.
He's like in Spider-Man. All right, let me make sure the light's good.
And so says subscribe.
Like I said in the beginning of this video, there was 1,000 people at this event. This is just one person's perspective. And, you know, now that I'm home, we always come home from these things so motivated and ready to go. And I definitely feel that way. We're busy here at the gym. It's just time to get to work. Continue doing the basics. The one takeaway really from it that I kind of knew before, but I'm really dialed in on, is that until I can take home my non-owner benefit of $100,000 a year, that's the only focus I have. That's it. I can't take care of anybody else. I can't think of any shiny objects. I need to stay focused on the basics, get my business to that level, and then I can start thinking about other things. But until then, it's just putting down my head, getting to work, and building this business. So thank you guys for watching. It was a great Chicago trip, even though I was a little tired. I appreciate everybody watching, subscribing, liking the videos, and comment if you have anything to say. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.